Let's go now to, let's see, Pennsylvania. We'll talk with John. Hey, John, what do you got for us tonight?
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Wanted to compliment you on the Gospel Zero book. It's awesome.
Thank
My
you.
favorite part is that each chapter is only, 3-4 pages. So if you have 5 minutes here or there, you can actually get through the book without having to dedicate a whole lot of time at one time. So 5 stars from me.
Thank you, my friend.
Question I have, I think it's 1 Corinthians 8 where it talks about the weaker believer, the weaker Christian, and to not be eating the meat of the sacrifice in front of them, showing up the thing.
Yeah.
But would that also apply to the other commandments, say like the Sabbath, or when would you actually correct somebody and say, wait a second?
No, I don't think it would. I think it's a great question. I mean, especially since we were just talking about the Ten Commandments and the law. I mean, Paul and God, for that matter, doesn't want you in bondage for the rest of your life. Oh my goodness, there's a Sabbath keeper. I better act like I'm keeping it. Oh my goodness, there's somebody that won't eat shrimp or pork. I better toss my shrimp cocktail in the garbage because they're coming toward me. I mean, you'd live in a never-ending bondage trying to please people rather than God, knowing that you are free from the law, not under the law, and that Christ is the end of the law, and then you yet trying to live a sort of a double life, almost living hypocritically, just for show in order to not offend anybody. Well, you'd live your life walking on eggshells, and basically you'd have an artificial witness. When Paul says that people infiltrated the church in Galatia, he says that what they saw was liberty. They didn't see bondage. He says they came in and they spied out our liberty. So that's the mark of the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is love and peace and joy. And there's a liberty in the church when we understand that beautiful God-given freedom through what Jesus did. As far as the weaker brother and the eating of meat, I mean, that's not the law. That is simply someone in two different scenarios. So the first scenario is that you've got your shopping cart and you're going down aisle 7 at the pagan meat market, which probably is the only meat market, by the way, in Corinth. And so you're at the pagan Kmart, you're at the pagan Walmart, you're at the pagan grocery store or whatever 2,000 years ago. And they have meat out there on the shelf for you to pick something and put it in your cart, and it's all been sacrificed to idols. Why? Because that's the culture. That's the culture in the city of Corinth. And so the question is, as a Christian, are you allowed to buy that meat, take it home, and eat it? And Paul is saying, absolutely. Have a burger, have fries with it, have a steak. It is not a devil burger. And the reason is because there are no other gods. Idols, schmeidels. Idols don't mean anything. Who cares? Because there are no other gods. There's one God whom we know through Jesus, and we have a relationship with him. So we don't need to be petrified that we're going to tick him off or make him, upset with us or whatever because we ate a hamburger from the pagan meat market. So that's scenario number 1. And so you see all the freedom there. Now, scenario number 2 was very specific, and that's the one you're referring to. An unbeliever, probably an unbeliever, maybe it's a believer, but either way, some guy invites you to his house. And he says, John, I want you to sit down and have dinner with my family. And then he serves you a prime rib or a steak or a burger, and he looks at you in the eyes and he says, John, by the way, this is a devil burger. And I know you're a Christian, but I want you to know this is a devil burger. It has been meat that is sacrificed to idols, and I bought it over there and I fried it up, and here it is. And I know you're a Christian, and I know you serve the living God, and I know you're holy and righteous and blameless, and you want to be a good witness. But dive in, John, dive in to this devil burger. And so Then the Apostle Paul says, no, don't eat it. Don't eat it, but not because of your conscience. He says, don't eat it because of their conscience. Look at them. They're making a big deal out of it. They obviously think it's a big deal. So why hurt their conscience when you don't have to? And so there's freedom for you to eat, but if somebody's making a big deal out of it and they're putting you on the spot, then don't do it out of love for them. And so I think that's Paul's advice. Obviously, he's not saying, and by the way, this applies to 613 commands of Judaism too. Make sure you never eat shrimp in front of anybody. Make sure you never eat shellfish in front of anybody, or pork, and make sure you never mow your lawn on Saturday, and make sure you never, I mean, that's not what he's saying. He doesn't say that. And so I think we got to take him at his word. It's a situation in Corinth. Apparently it's pervasive. It's the only place you can buy meat. It's a situation that was quite frequent. And so Paul is addressing it for that reason in his letter. But again, you and I, if we want to wake up and live the life that we've been called to, if we want to wake up and live and enjoy the freedom that Jesus purchased for us, then we can't live like everybody's watching all the time. I've heard that. I've heard people say, well, watch how you live because you live in a glass house and everybody's watching. No, they're not. They're home thinking about themselves. They're thinking about themselves. And so this idea that people are obsessed with you and that you need to be walking on eggshells all the time because you're a Christian, no. I mean, let the Holy Spirit guide you. Use godly wisdom. Don't use it as an opportunity for the flesh. But there's a whole lot of freedom to give thanks for food and drink, for example. So I hope that helps with discernment on the issue, my friend. Great to hear from you there in Pennsylvania. Call us back anytime.